Beyond the noise of the modern world, there is a place where the rules are different. Here, survival is not a game. It is a conversation with the elements, where the language is fire, wood, and stone. And a single mistake can be the end of the discussion. He begins by carving his presence into the landscape, transforming the forest's strength into his own. The weight of the wild is heavy, but he carries it with practiced resolve. The first lines of his new home are drawn, a skeleton of wood against the dying light. Fire, the first victory against the encroaching cold, the first comfort in the solitude. Sustenance is earned, cooked over a fire he himself has built. The foundations must be strong, sunk deep into the earth. Each post is a pillar against the wilderness, a promise of stability. The structure rises from the forest floor, a testament to one man's will. The work is relentless, a rhythm of impact and effort. The framework takes shape, an architecture of pure function. Each piece is carefully fitted, a puzzle of strength and balance. The shelter is complete, a small pocket of order, carved from the chaos of the wild. A moment of quiet pride in the finished work. He gathers his few possessions, his world contained, within the small, self-made space. Within these walls, he is not a visitor in the forest. He is a resident. The season turns, and the forest floor becomes a tapestry of gold and brown. With his knife, he begins to shape his new world, one cut at a time. He seeks shelter not just from the earth, but within it, digging down into the soil. A moment of rest, a pause to let the silence of the forest settle around him. The fading sun paints the sky, a fleeting reward for a day of honest labor. As darkness approaches, the work continues, driven by an unseen urgency. He retreats into the growing shelter, a space where modern technology feels like an artifact from another world. A window is installed, a carefully placed eye, to watch the world he has left behind. Each mark of the axe is a deliberate thought, a plan etched into the wood. He drives a stake into the ground, anchoring his creation firmly to the land. The final logs are laid, enclosing his small sanctuary. The roof is meticulously crafted, the final shield against the elements. The rhythmic sound of the saw is the only music in this vast, quiet cathedral of trees. The entrance is framed, a doorway between two worlds. The structure is complete, a fortress of solitude, built by a single pair of hands. He looks upon his work, a silent acknowledgement of the effort and the reward. The joinery is tight, the logs are true, it will stand against the coming storms. One last inspection, his hands tracing the lines of the home he has made. It blends into the forest as if it has always been here. This is the prize, not the shelter itself, but the profound peace it offers. In this timeless place, the cycle begins again. Another shelter, another test. The sharp bite of the axe echoes through the woods, a sound of creation. The first posts of the frame stand against the sky, a declaration of intent. His movements are economical, shaped by endless hours of the same honest work. The saw sings its patient song, slowly turning a heavy log into a usable beam. The walls rise, and with them, a sense of security. He carries the weight of his own roof upon his shoulders. The final pieces of the roof are shaped and fitted, a task requiring precision and strength. As night falls, the world shrinks to a single point of light, a small circle of defiance against the dark. The work does not stop when the sun goes down. The coming cold is a powerful motivator. Each log is carefully placed, weaving a sturdy shield against the wind. The repetitive motion is a form of meditation, a focus that sharpens the mind. The structure grows stronger with every added piece. He works with an intimate knowledge of the wood, knowing its strengths and weaknesses. A waterproof membrane is added, a crucial defense against rain and snow. The final layer, a blanket of leaves from the forest floor, a natural camouflage and insulator. And in the deep quiet of the night, he sits by the fire, the guardian of his small, warm world. The flames dance, a living heart, in the center of the dark forest. From the outside, it is just a humble hut, but inside, it holds the warmth of a kingdom. The season turns, the forest sleeps under a blanket of white. But the man's work does not end. The cold demands a constant tribute of firewood. He strips the bark, preparing the wood for the fire, his movements precise and unhurried. His shelter is now a fortress against the snow, its roof bearing the weight of winter. He studies the log walls, a master architect, inspecting his own creation. Each swing of the axe is a sharp retort to the biting cold. The wood yields to his patient craftsmanship. A new support is added, reinforcing the shelter against the unseen pressures of the wilderness. The roof is strengthened with earth and turf, a living barrier against the cold. He secures the final layer, ensuring his fortress is impenetrable. In the deep of night, the work continues, a single point of light against an ocean of darkness. Inside the shelter, he is shielded from the vast, indifferent wilderness that surrounds him. He ventures out again, carrying the forest's bounty. Back to his small hearth, he seals the cracks, a meticulous defense, against the searching fingers of the wind. Every gap is filled, every weakness addressed. He brings in the heart of the shelter, the stove, a promise of warmth against the deepest chill. The components are laid out, ready to be assembled into a source of life. The final touches are applied to the roof, a crown of earth upon his wooden kingdom. The preparations are complete. Everything is in its place. He enters his sanctuary, leaving the cold world behind. And inside, the fire roars to life, a tiny, defiant sun in the heart of winter. As winter deepens, the forest becomes a different world. The man adapts, his rhythm dictated by the snow. The song of the saw cuts through the frozen silence, a sound of warmth being made. By headlamp, he inspects his work, his breath crystallizing in the frigid air. The stove glows, a beating heart of heat, in the chest of the small cabin. The captured fire dances, a mesmerizing display of power and grace. He works through the night, his solitary figure, a stark silhouette against the snow. The cabin walls stand strong, a testament to the integrity of his construction. He works outside his small fortress, always preparing, always thinking ahead. He adjusts the tarp, a constant battle to keep the elements at bay. The fire consumes the wood he has gathered, transforming it into life-giving warmth. The axe falls, splitting the frozen wood with a sharp crack. His form is practiced, each movement born of necessity. The power he exerts is focused and efficient. The pile of firewood grows, a measure of security, against the long nights ahead. This is the currency of winter, heat earned by sweat. He never stops, for the cold never rests. The forest provides, but it demands labor in return. Each split log is another hour of warmth, another small victory. His strength seems endless, fueled by a deep resolve. This is the simple, profound truth he came here to find. The forest is a brutal, beautiful place. The man struggles not against it, but with it. He builds a shelter, not of defiance, but of respect for the power of the elements. Each swing of the axe is a word in his conversation with the wilderness. The forest provides the materials, he provides the will and the skill. Night falls and the world shrinks to the small circle of light from his headlamp. He works on the roof, a fragile shield. Between him and the vast, cold sky, he insulates the chimney, a critical step to prevent the escape of precious heat. The task requires precision, even in the dark. Through the newly installed stovepipe, the shelter will finally be able to breathe. The relentless work of gathering fuel continues, a tribute to the coming night. A small thermometer measures his success, a victory of 19 degrees against the cold. The humidity drops, the temperature holds steady, the shelter is working. But the world outside changes. The first snows arrive, and the rules of the game change again. He assembles a new stove, a more powerful weapon, in the war against winter. The snow piles up, a silent, beautiful threat. From within his fortress, he watches the storm, secure and warm. His creation stands firm, a dark shape of defiance, in a world of white. The forest has transformed, its beauty now sharp and cold. He walks back to his sanctuary, a lone figure, in the vast, snow-covered expanse. He enters, leaving the harsh beauty of the winter world behind, to find peace by his own fire. In the heart of winter, the work is never done. The cold is a relentless creditor, demanding payment in wood. The axe rings out, a sharp, metallic sound that proves life still persists here. The ground itself must be moved, the frozen earth yielding to his shovel. The wood is split, its fragrant heart exposed to the frigid air. A tinder nest is prepared, a delicate cradle for the first spark of flame. Inside, the stove is fed, and the cabin begins to breathe warmth. The captured fire roars, a miniature sun, held within a box of steel. The man tends his flame, a primal duty that connects him to millennia of ancestors. From the chimney, a plume of smoke rises, a signal to the empty forest that someone is home. He moves through the snow-laden trees, a familiar landscape made strange and new. He carries the fruits of his labor, each log a measure of warmth and time. The rhythmic work of splitting wood continues, a steady beat against the deep silence of the snow. His movements are powerful, efficient, and hypnotic. The weight of the wood is a satisfying burden, a tangible reward for his effort. A moment of rest, a chance to survey his domain. His small cabin stands against the vastness of the winter wild, a testament to human ingenuity. He returns to his shelter, his tools in hand, his work for the day not yet over. The familiar work continues, for as long as winter reigns, the fire must be fed. Though his body may be weary, his spirit remains unbroken, forged in the cold and the solitude. He sits before his home, a king in his own quiet kingdom, at peace with the world he has made. The battle against the cold is a constant negotiation. Every log is a term of the agreement. He splits the wood into smaller, more manageable pieces, preparing the fuel for a long night. Inside the shelter, he feeds the fire, the cabin's hungry, glowing heart. He pulls a heavy log through the deep snow, an act of pure, stubborn will. The world is a balance of treacherous beauty and unforgiving physics. As night descends, he must venture out again, his headlamp a tiny star in the oppressive dark. He uncovers a hidden cache, resources he had the foresight to store away. Even in the dark, the work must go on. The axe falls, guided by instinct and muscle memory. And inside, the fire rewards his efforts, a roaring beacon of safety and warmth. He prepares his supply of wood for the night, a satisfying ritual of self-reliance. Through the small window, the world is a cold, abstract painting of white and black. He is always searching, always gathering, always planning for the next wave of cold. The woodpile grows, a comforting sight, a physical manifestation of his security. He works with the quiet focus of a man who knows that his life depends on these simple tasks. His strength is not just physical, it is a product of his unbreakable spirit. The smoke from his chimney is the only sign of human life for miles. With each swing, he reaffirms his place in this world, not as a conqueror, but as a survivor. The final logs are gathered, enough to see him through the night. The saw whispers through the wood, a quiet, determined sound in the frozen air. The wood is carried back, a precious cargo. He places each log with care, a foundation for the night's warmth. From the inside, his shelter is a fortress, a safe harbor in a sea of snow. He works on, his movements a testament to the power of routine and the strength of the human will. The forest outside is vast and silent, a world away from the warmth of his small fire. As night deepens, he prepares his fuel, a ritual as old as humanity itself. His headlamp cuts a single beam through the darkness, a small but powerful tool against the night. He stocks the interior walls with wood, insulating his home with the very fuel that warms it. In the deep dark, the saw continues its work, a patient, persistent effort. The kindling is ready, a promise of the coming flame. The stage is set for the fire, the central actor, in this drama of survival. He prepares a simple meal, the humble reward for a day of immense effort. Even here, in the heart of the wilderness, a touch of seasoning makes the meal a feast. Water is added to the pot, soon to be transformed by the power of the fire. A can is opened, a small treasure of preserved food. In this world of fresh-hewn wood, he eats his meal, each bite a replenishment of the energy he has expended. It is a simple, solitary supper, but it is deeply earned and satisfying. He rests in the home he has built, surrounded by the warmth he has created. Inside the shelter, the fire is the center of the universe, a source of heat, light, and life. And with the final act of securing his home, he settles in for the night, a master of his small, wild kingdom. A very special thank you to the owner of the YouTube channel My Personal Journal Outdoor for creating this wonderful video and allowing me to comment. If you enjoyed this narrative, please visit and support their channel at the link in the description below.